Hello everybody! Today I have a new video for you, and this one is a shell challenge. I love shell challenges, I always have. I love doing them, I just think they're so fun. I think it's like a fun little puzzle, and it also kind of helps when you don't really know what to build. You have limited things you can customize if you can't change the walls, you know what I mean? It can turn into anything, but there's still a base that has to always be the same. And if you don't know how to build the base, that's kind of difficult, so sometimes a shell can be a really good way to like start when you don't know what you want. So I've always loved shell challenges. There was an era of my YouTube videos where I was posting like only shell builds, basically. I was doing like Rochelle's shells every single time she did them, and then like Simsy's shells every time she did them, because I just loved them so much. I thought they were so fun. This one though is my own shell. I, on Twitch, have started doing like a bi-monthly, is that the right word? Shell challenge? Where every other month I'll do one. So I did one 2 months ago, and now we're doing one again. And last time I made it massive, so this time I promised it would be smaller. So it's a little bit smaller, but I think it's a good size to turn into basically anything, to be honest. I really wanted to turn it into a library. I started one on stream, didn't really know what I wanted to do with it, didn't really end up liking it, so then after I was done streaming the next day, I decided to build a new one, and that's this one. It's in the werewolves world. I still don't fully understand what I was going for. I think my main goal with it was for it to look like it was abandoned and then repurposed. So my goal is kind of like, oh, there's this abandoned house, or like abandoned library, I guess. I don't know. In my head, it doesn't need to be a library from the start. That's just what people turned it into. But it was an abandoned something, and then people in the community all came together and they turned it into something else. And now it's a library, and people can hang out here and like do their homework, and people like help each other. It's like kind of a community center in the way of like people hang out and help each other. Like I like to think that like if you don't know how to do your homework, you would come here, and like the people who are here all the time would help you, and like everyone comes together and they have a good time. And I don't know, I just thought it was really fun. I also just love making a little like nasty looking build. I'm gonna be honest. Making builds that look really like messy and dirty and kind of destroyed is one of my favorite things to do. I think I find it really hard to build things that look really like stylish and nice and clean, because I don't feel like I really know how to make things look put together in that way. Making things look messy though is very fun for me. It feels very creative, as in like I can just put stuff everywhere, and then trying to make it look messy but in like a way that still looks cool is kind of fun. I just find it really fun. I don't know how to explain it, but I really like it. I think this build was really fun for me to build, and I really enjoyed it. So I hope you guys like it as well. I really just did not know what to do with a lot of the space for a while. I ended up just doing like mostly bookshelves and stuff downstairs, and then like a study area upstairs. And then I also put a little outside area where you can like get some drinks and stuff, because again, I'm like, this is a community space. I like the idea of like being able to get a drink and maybe a snack. I don't know, I really like the vibes. I think we've gotten so many packs over the last few years that make it really easy to make something look kind of nasty and I don't know, kind of old, which I really like. Werewolves is really good for this. For Rent is a recent addition. Well, I guess it's not very recent anymore. It's been a while actually since that came out. But For Rent was a good addition for like the messy stuff as well. So we've had quite a good amount of things. And before that, I feel like we had Eco Lifestyle had some destroyed objects, and then it was just like City Living had some nasty looking things from like the Needs TLC apartment type look that they had. But other than that, we didn't have a lot of good stuff, and now we have so much stuff. Even more stuff in debug that's like so gross and fun, and like we've got some kits that have some like nasty swatches, and this is just becoming so much more fun for me. I will say, it is kind of becoming time that they need to add a separate category for like wall stains like scratches, all of that stuff, because there's so much stuff in the like poster / painting category that we have, and it's just like scratches, mold. Like when I'm normally looking for a painting, I don't need this to be there. So now there's too much to scroll through and it's getting difficult. So I would think it might be a good idea for them to split that up, but I don't know if they ever would. I just think that would be nice. I think in general, we've just reached the point of The Sims of like, we have so many objects that things get lost when they're not more separated unless you know what to look for. Which I feel that way about a lot of things, because sometimes I will like look through only a specific pack and I'll be like, wait, I had no idea that this existed. I feel the same about like looking at other people's builds. When I last did my shell challenge, and then I did shell tours, which I should mention that, by the way. I'm gonna do shell tours for this one on the 29th of September. My normal stream time, so that's 7 p.m. like Central European time. But when I last did my shell tours, I was looking through everybody's builds and I was like, oh my god, I have never seen any of these decorative items that you're using ever before in my life. I've never seen the swatches of these items. I'm like, how are there so many things in this game that I feel like I've never seen before in my life when I spend quite a lot of time building? I feel like definitely used to. I think I've been building a lot less recently. I do want to build more because I desperately have this urge inside of me to build a save file. Is that ever gonna happen? I don't know, but a girl can dream. I've started thinking about it and I've started making Sims to put in the save file, but obviously I've not done any build for it yet, so clearly it's not going anywhere for now. But I'd love to do I'd love to do like a save file one day. Where did I start with this? Oh, that I used to build a lot. Currently, though, I don't build that much anymore. I think that's because I've been playing a lot of Sims gameplay on my streams, and then not playing a lot of Sims off stream anymore. I don't spend that much time playing games at my PC when I'm not live. But then, I don't know. I got kind of burnt out with Sims gameplay, and now I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to get back to my roots and to get back to building, because I really struggle with gameplay, which is why I burn out from it so easily. I think personally, The Sims is very fun. The gameplay is very fun, but me personally, I really lack patience. And one thing about The Sims is it just sometimes gets really laggy and slow, especially when you have infants and toddlers, because your Sims are constantly quitting what they're doing to check on infants and check on toddlers, and then they don't listen to what you're trying to tell them to do to take care of the infant / toddler, and it just seems to break their entire autonomy, and like they just stop functioning as a normal human / sim. I don't have the patience for that personally, because I'm a loser. So I get extremely frustrated. And then every time after I have a kid, I'm like, I don't want this game anymore. It needs out of my sight. So I played the first generation of Very Veggie, was loving it. Then I had my kid in that save, and I was like, actually, I don't love it. This is not fun. I hate this game. So I decided, you know what, maybe being a legacy simmer is not for me, and maybe I need to go back to building. As much as I would love to be a legacy simmer, because that just seems so fun to me. I don't know, I'm so jealous of anybody who can keep up like 20 generation save files. First of all, the fact that your computer can keep up with a save file that big, crazy. But the idea of having the mental space to deal with the same family for that long, I like to play with the save for a few hours, and then I'm like, okay, that's enough. If I'm really committed, I'll play through like 1 or 2 generations, but I'll never make it past that. So I guess that's me as a simmer, which is unfortunate. I so desperately wish I was a legacy simmer. I feel like it would be so fun, but unfortunately, that's not something I enjoy. Anyway, back to the build. I was really trying to make it look like there was a lot wrong with this place when I was adding like clutter and stuff, but also trying to make it look like people are trying to fix the things that are wrong with this place. Because I put like a woodworking table in the corner to be like, someone is building and they're trying to fix the problems. But I also put like a bucket on the floor with a big spill around it. And yeah, the bucket is upside down, but you see the vision. Something's spilling from the ceiling. I don't know, maybe something's leaking. And then there's a bucket underneath. We don't really have a bucket that's right side up, so it's upside down. Ignore that. You see what I was going for, and that's all that matters. But I was just really trying to make it look like someone is trying to make this place better, or a community's trying to make this place better. It's just not there yet. It's just messy and a bit gross, and there's still a lot of stains, and maybe, yeah, some things are broken, but it's cozy and it's fun to hang out in, and it's got good vibes. You can study here, you can make friends, and that's what we're going for. In my eyes, this is just a good place to hang out with people, and maybe it feels a little scary, and maybe it feels a little bit like you're in danger when you're there, because it looks like you're in danger when you're there. But I know that that's not the truth because I built it and that was not my intention. So, I mean, I do think the fact that it's in the werewolves world probably doesn't help with the whole idea of this is probably a bad place. Because the werewolves world, objectively, kind of a bad place. I don't know. I will say, I'm not an occult simmer. So I don't really play in the occult worlds very often because I don't really need them running around all the time. I see the werewolves enough in other worlds as it is. But I love the aesthetic of these worlds. I think that, is this world called Moonwood Mill? Or did I make that up? Anyway, the werewolves world, I think, is so nice. The little like paths that go around, so beautiful. The trees, I just think it's so good. And I'm like, I wish that every single world was this beautiful. And to be honest, a lot of the worlds I love. But like, I love the tall trees and like the pine trees and like whatever. And I feel like we don't have a lot of normal worlds, I guess, that have that aesthetic. Because I feel like we have Moonwood Mill, then we have Glimmerbrook, and then we have Granite Falls. Those are the three that I can think of right now. There might be more and I might be a loser, but those are the ones I can think of right now that have like the pine tree vibe of like a place where you'd put a cabin, you know? So if I want to build a cabin and I want it to have that look, I have to build it in one of these three worlds, which to me don't feel like worlds my normal Sims would live in. So I don't know. I just really like the idea of getting more worlds that have like cute little pine trees in the back. I'm trying to think. I feel like maybe the world from high school years has some of it as well, but I don't like the lighting in that world. I think it's really weird. Because unfortunately, I'm really picky about that. But I don't know. I really like this build. I think this world is really beautiful. It kind of, to be honest, made me wish I built in this world more often, because I feel like there's a lot you can do with the like rundown aesthetic of the place, because I love that so much. I'm like, why don't I build here more? Because the whole area around it kind of looks like a good place to build rundown houses, because there's no like real roads, there's no like any of that, so everything, no matter how ugly it looks, you know, it's still gonna look like it fits in, which I really like. So I think I'll probably be building in here more, but I'm just not much of a werewolf simmer, and that's okay. I will say I really did like playing with fairies for a while, but again, I'm not an occult simmer, so, and also I just ranted about gameplay for 10 minutes, so I probably won't be touching werewolves very often, but I do love the world, and that's what's most important to me, the world and the build items, every single time a pack comes out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys build with my show. I would really love that. And thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye!